Hello, I'm back with 5 new foundations to review for you in today's foundation roundup. These are not first impressions. I always test each for several days using various primers, no primer, and different application methods. And I show you clips of each that I think give you a good picture of my experience with each foundation. You'll see how they apply, what they look like on me, how they wear, and what skin types I think would benefit the most from each. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. I regularly test complexion products like foundations here on my channel because I live in a very challenging climate here in New Orleans where it's hot and humid the majority of the year. So no matter what your skin type is, it's hard to keep your makeup looking good throughout the day. So I can really put foundations to the test. I'm also 50, and as we age, it just gets harder and harder to find the right complexion products for our skin. So let's go ahead and get into these foundations and see how they worked for me or didn't, and if any of them might work for you. Okay, if you're new here, you need to know my skin type before we get started really quickly. It's combination and pretty normal around the perimeter and can even be dry in those areas. Sometimes I have some surface dehydration, but I also get shine and oil breakthrough in the center of my face. So I sort of deal with everything, which is probably great for you guys, but it can be pretty frustrating for me. And I always show you what each foundation looks like before they're set with powder and after, since I personally do need to set my foundations with powder. The primers and powders I normally test with, use myself, and recommend to you are linked below in my description box, along with everything I'm sharing and wearing today. And as many products as possible are also linked through YouTube. I'll start with BareMinerals Complexion Rescue Luminous Skin Tint Stick. Some of you may have seen me apply this in one of my testing new makeup videos. This is $39.50 for 0.3 ounces. Stick foundations are denser and typically have less product than liquids. There are 20 shades. I have shade Cashew. This is cruelty-free, alcohol-free, vegan, and fragrance-free. This is supposed to be a weightless skin tint stick that's perfect for all skin types, even sensitive or acne-prone skin. It's supposed to glide across your skin smoothly and give you 24-hour buildable coverage and hydrate, smooth, and even your skin tone. It's supposed to be sweat, humidity, and waterproof and strengthen your skin barrier while delivering a natural glow. And they say it will visibly reduce inflammation, smooth your skin, and even your skin tone for healthier looking skin. So I do agree, this glides across your skin like butter. It looks very dewy and skin-like as you blend it out. It blends out very quickly and evens out my skin tone beautifully, no matter what I blend it out with, whether it's a brush or my fingers. And I can build this from light to medium coverage. It's very dewy and skin-like and flattering and smoothing on pores and texture, which is really nice for a foundation that has a dewy finish. Now, sometimes fragrance-free foundations still have a scent to them because of the natural ingredients. I don't notice a scent to this. This does have a slippy, oily feel to it before I set it. After I set it with powder, it looks and feels nice and natural, and it feels nice and lightweight all day, even without a primer. This surprised me a bit without a primer. I just thought I was gonna have to be blotting my face all day long because of how dewy and shiny it is before setting, but I really don't. I mean, I do get moderate shine with it throughout the day. You can see that here at the 8-hour mark. I mean, you know, there's some shine, but it's not overly greasy or anything like that. I mean, this isn't a foundation I'm gonna reach for in the dead of summer here in New Orleans with maximum heat and humidity. 9.5 hours is about the maximum amount of time I can get out of this foundation without a primer before it gets too shiny and starts to wear away, which is still a decently long day. You'll have to ignore the nose area here. I was blowing my nose a ton on this day. I had some sinus issues. No foundation would have held up through that. When I wear a mattifying primer underneath it, I still get some sheen that comes through, though less frequently, and I can get maybe 10.5 hours out of it, which again is still a decently long day for a product like this that's so hydrating and dewy. This was kind of a pleasant surprise for me. I just thought it was going to slip right off my face and wear away in about 4 or 5 hours, and it didn't. If you have normal to dry skin, I think you will probably really like this. Combination skin, possibly, especially if you're not in major heat or humidity. If you have oily skin, you're probably going to want to give this one a pass, but the other skin types, this could be a home run stick foundation for you. We're going to streamline and talk about Dior Forever Skin Wear and Skin Glow foundations together. Skin Wear is in this frosted glass bottle and Skin Glow is in this shiny glossy glass bottle. They retail for $60 for 1 ounce. There are 42 shades in each. I grabbed 2.5 in. It's just dark enough that I need to bronze my neck up a little bit, but I'm able to make it work. I should have grabbed 2 in. I ordered it before it was available anywhere locally, straight from the Dior website. 2.5 in will probably work in the dead of summer, but right now it's just a hair too deep. So if you think you're my shade match twin, know that I should have gotten 2 in instead. If you do think you're my foundation or concealer shade match twin, I do keep running shade match lists over on my blog that is linked down in most of my description boxes for you, so you can use it as a reference at any time. So both of these claim to give you flawless coverage with skincare benefits, and they're supposed to give you buildable medium to high coverage and blend seamlessly into your skin to even out your skin tone, blur imperfections. Now, Skin Wear, of course, is also going to mattify, while Skin Glow is supposed to give you 48 hours of hydration, and they are both formulated to resist heat and humidity and give you long wear with no transfer for 24 hours, and they both have hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, and peptides. Alcohol is at the top of both of their ingredient lists, and fragrance is listed about 2/3 of the way down. They both have moderately thick textures and apply and blend easily with a brush or a sponge, and they do even out your skin tone and blur imperfections nicely. I don't think either one of these gives a medium to high coverage though. I've tried to build these to cover my dark spots, and the highest coverage that I can get is just above medium. Forever Skin Glow has a naturally dewy finish before setting, and I think you can see here that Forever Skin Wear's finish is not matte before I set it. It's slightly less dewy than Forever Skin Glow, but it still has a natural, healthy, glowy finish before I set it. Apologies for the discrepancies with the afters here. I had a packed day, it was in a rush, and forgot to get my clip of Forever Skin Wear, so I have a terrible angle here in my car, but I think you can still see it has a matte finish after I set it, as does Forever Skin Glow at first. Forever Skin Glow's finish looks natural a little bit later, but after that some shine starts to come through every few hours that needs blotting, and that continues through the end of the day. Primer helps it a bit, but it's still a bit too glowy for me, but the coverage stays and it feels good on my skin all day. However, if you have normal to dry skin, I think this could really work for you. Now, Forever Skin Wear foundation really surprised me because this also needs to be blotted all throughout the day for me. I definitely wasn't expecting that since matte is in the name. Now remember I said I had a packed day? Well, I completely forgot to do check-ins on this day until the very end of the day, but I think this clip speaks for itself. Again, the coverage is there and it felt good on my skin, but the shine, I tried it with various primers and they would help somewhat everywhere except my forehead, which was really weird. This is not a matte foundation on me at all. It's actually pretty similar to the Glow foundation, which I find so odd. So if you have normal to dry skin, I think Forever Skin Glow could potentially really work for you. But if you have normal to oily skin, especially if you live in humidity or a lot of heat, I'm not sure if this one is something I could recommend. It certainly didn't work for me. So that is going to lead me into my next foundation. I just reapplied my lip and I'm kind of in love with this color for spring and summer, but I can't get over the fact that this has SPF 40 in it and it doesn't taste like it. So this is the Bloom Effects Mineral Sunscreen Lip Oil SPF 40. It's in the shade Tulipy Pink. That name cracks me up because I feel like maybe Pink Tulip came up as a name, but they went with Tulipy Pink. I don't know. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know this was on my lips. I think this may be new, but I am loving this. I've gone through so many horrible SPF lip products and this is a good one. So I had to share it. Next up is NARS Natural Matte Longwear Foundation. This retails for $55 for 1 ounce. There are 40 shades at Sephora and 49 shades to choose from on the NARS website. I'll have both sources for you down in my description box. I have it in Deauville, which is a bit too light for me. So this is supposed to give you medium to full coverage with a soft focus, natural matte finish that blurs imperfections. It is a serum-like formula with advanced pore refining trio skincare technology that visibly improves your skin texture over time and reduces pore appearance in 2 weeks. It's supposed to be lightweight and breathable and give 24-hour weightless wear without drying your skin, 24-hour oil and shine control. It's supposed to be crease, transfer, and water resistant and sweat and humidity resistant. It is alcohol and fragrance free. There are certain foundations, even some long wearing foundations, where I start blending them out with a brush and I start to notice that, some streaking is happening or they're starting to settle in my pores. And then I can go in and refine them with a damp or a dry sponge, press them into my skin, and it takes care of that issue. This is not one of those foundations. I find it sets pretty quickly and it can exaggerate any dryness or dehydration flakes that I have. So this is a foundation I am always going to blend out with a damp sponge in thin layers and sections. It just works better for me. I do have videos on that if you want to check those out. It's very easy to do. I'll have them linked down in my description box for you. And I would say this is buildable from medium to just above medium full coverage. I can still slightly see my sunspots through this foundation, so I don't think it's quite full coverage, but almost. It smooths my pores and gives a soft, blurred, soft focus finish, and it sets down fully. After I finish my makeup and set it with powder, it looks soft and pretty, not flat, and it feels incredibly lightweight, especially considering the coverage it has and how set down it is. As it wears throughout the day, it looks more natural, more settled into my skin, and a little bit less matte, yet I don't get shiny with it. I don't have to maintain it or blot it. I'd say it turns into more of a satin matte finish. I don't need a primer with this to control shine whatsoever. However, I do have to be very careful with this because if my skin is not prepped and moisturized very, very well during my skincare before using this, even on my shine and oil prone areas, I will start to look and feel dry throughout the day. The only wear you can see here at the end of the day, and this is a non-primer day, is where I was blowing my nose constantly, and it's very minimal. It does wear really well throughout the day and it looks nice. But again, I do encourage you, even if you have oily combination skin, to not skimp on moisturizing your skin. I would not recommend this for even moderately dry skin, but if you have normal, especially combination or oily skin, this is a really, really great soft matte long wear foundation. Okay, this is MPH by Mary Phillips Le Skin Weightless Serum Foundation. It retails for $49 for 1 ounce. There are 35 shades to choose from. I grabbed it in medium 110N, which is medium with neutral undertones. It's cruelty-free, vegan, and fragrance-free. So they claim this is a weightless, breathable, medium, buildable coverage foundation that's supposed to melt into your skin for a smooth, second skin, fresh, natural finish. It's supposed to leave your skin feeling hydrated all day, never dry, and it's never supposed to feel or look cakey. Now, I always get a little bit nervous when I see ingredients in foundations that give a shimmery, kind of glowy effect, and there are a couple of those in here. It also has niacinamide, which is supposed to even your skin tone and improve skin texture, and it has hyaluronic acid to hydrate and plump the look of your skin. And this foundation does have alcohol about a third of the way down. So this has a very thin consistency. It blends out beautifully and quickly. It does, in fact, melt into your skin with a brush, a sponge, or your fingers. You can wear this sheer almost like a skin tint or build it up to medium coverage. Now, when I use a sponge with this foundation, I prefer to use a dry sponge to a damp because I get more coverage that way. That's just a personal preference. This foundation is the perfect complement to Mary Phillips underpainting technique, which she's known for, just the level of coverage and the consistency. So before setting, this has a very healthy, dewy finish. It's very smoothing on texture and pores, and it truly looks like skin. And after I set it, it has a very healthy, natural skin-like finish. Without a primer, I get some natural shine that comes through during the day. And you can see my pores versus them being smoothed with a primer, but I don't feel like they look exaggerated. They just look like normal human pores, just like real non-social media filtered pores, you know? At the end of the day, I have some shine, but not as much as I thought I would have. I was kind of surprised by that, kind of like with the BareMinerals stick. I just thought I was gonna have more shine. With a primer, it looks really nice and keeps my pores smoother throughout the day. At the end of the day, I'm showing some wear by my nose from blowing it. We're seeing a theme here with this video, so disregard that. That's not the fault of this foundation. I thought this foundation was going to get shiny really quickly and wear away fast, but this turned out to be a really pretty nice foundation. It does have a bit of a glow to it, probably from those ingredients that kind of peeks through the powder, but it's not overdone. There are some foundations that just end up too glowy because of that, but it applies, blends, and wears well on all areas of my face, and I think it has the potential to work well for most skin types. This was a pleasant surprise for me. Have you tried any of these? If you have, let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you found this video helpful, I would love it if you would give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!